This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
It is Wednesday, 7th February 2024. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is news to 6 a.m. on News Power Digital. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley referred to a troubled and wounded police service while addressing government's role in addressing crime and criminality at a news conference held yesterday, Tuesday morning. The Prime Minister was quoting from the final report of the Police Manpower Audit Committee done in 2017, in which its executive summary stated the TTPS was at that time in a wounded state, troubled by a complex network of problems and its inability to rescue or recover itself. The Prime Minister cited data within the report which stated that 54% of officers believed the TTPS had unsatisfactorily been organized to deal with crime effectively. In addition to the report, the committee, of which current Commissioner Earl Haywood Christopher was a part of, noted responses to a 2017 police survey in which 96% of officers said they believed public confidence in the TTPS ranged from zero to very low, and that the police service could not command the confidence of the population then on course. Ironically, the report states that 40% of officers of all ranks and ages believe that corruption within the service ranges to too much. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Rowley is making it clear he will not be drawn into personalities surrounding the call for Minister of National Security to be removed from the portfolio. He was told by a reporter during the question and answer at a news briefing yesterday there's a sense of hopelessness in the country and the situation will not improve. However, he said getting involved in personality is not his style, and to go that way will result in losing sight of the job to be done and the institutions to be strengthened. Dr. Rowley also said the Commissioner of Police, Earl Haywood Christopher, has the government's full support. He said, quote, "There's no point in appointing a general to go to war for you and then start undermining them the day after or whenever," end quote. Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher has been receiving criticisms for the police handling and the state of crime in TNT. Dr. Rowley called on when Haywood Christopher's name came up in Parliament, recommended by the Police Service Commission. She got the support of all 41 MPs in the lower house. In February last year, she was 59 and the cabinet extended Haywood Christopher's term by a year through Section 75 of the Police Service Act. The Commissioner of Police turned 60, the retirement age, on May 15th last year, and her extension started May 15th, 2023 and ends on May 24th, 2024. Dr. Rowley said he's also responsible for reviewing the performance of his cabinet ministers, and this will be done. And he's also aware of calls for our cabinet reshuffle in some quarters. Meanwhile, the government is ready and willing to meet with the opposition to discuss crime and crime-related matters. The Prime Minister maintains such deliberations can go on with his presence. However, opposition without his presence, the opposition claims his input is needed, especially since he is the head of the National Security Council. Speaking on the issue yesterday, Dr. Rowley cited his administration's readiness to meet with the UNC. He's already revealed the makeup of the government's team. He said the UNC is yet to follow suit. The government will bring legislation in the next few weeks or days to Parliament to allow the Police Service Commission to make acting appointments for Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioners of Police without having to seek parliamentary approval. The bill carries a special majority, therefore will need opposition support. Dr. Rowley said there are 4 deputies, and if one has to go to act, you have to come to Parliament. That's not management, it's just bureaucratic obfuscation. The Prime Minister also refused to give a public assessment on the performance of Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher. The use of drones to drop off illegal items into the prison system is one of the issues being addressed by the relevant authorities. Dr. Rowley said the use of phones by persons behind bars to individuals, friends, and family outside via phones is another challenge which also has to be tackled frontally. He said prisons officers continue to be alert to such developments. The Prime Minister said firm action has been taken in this regard. In news of the region, hundreds of teachers in Guyana went on strike on Monday as the unions called on the government to engage in free collective bargaining processes. As day one of the Guyana Teachers Union strike came to a close, the union expressed satisfaction with the turnout. General Secretary Coretta McDonald also vowed there would be deductions by the Ministry of Education from salaries of teachers who participated. Corporate sponsors have pledged to reimburse those teachers. And finally, the U.S. court has ruled Donald Trump does not have presidential immunity and can be prosecuted on charges of plotting to overturn the 2020 U.S. election. The D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals panel announced the decision yesterday, Tuesday. The former president is expected to appeal against the ruling. Special counsel Jack Smith has charged Trump with conspiring to overturn the 2020 election, but Trump claimed he was carrying out his official duties as president when the January 6th riots happened in Capitol Hill in the weeks leading up to it. And that is news to 6 a.m. right here on News Power Digital. We'll have major news coming your way at 7 a.m. Good morning.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
Alrighty, good morning, neighbors, on this Hump Day Wednesday. 1 week of the month of February is gone already. It is the 7th day of February. Thank you so much for joining us on the Power Breakfast Show. Forecasting this morning, we have Paul Richards. You just heard him with that news brief. Wendell Stephen will join us. Richard Ragoobarsingh will join us. We got Shane and Ruben in the mix. My name is Steve Khan. Quickly, traffic-wise, nothing ready to tell you about. Some volume. Chase Village heading towards Sugargunners. You've got some there. That's about it. I got no accidents to tell you about. It is 26 degrees at Piarco International Airport. Feels like 30. And it is also 26 in Crown Point, Tobago. Feels like 28. All right. Before I throw it across to Paul, let you send us hellos first thing this morning. Oliver Manwaring, Rena Bodu Jennings, Wendy and James, DJ Ray out in Tampa, Garcilia out in Valencia, Gloria Gray from South Oropouche, been there a couple of times, Mo Gaines, Marcia Rock out in Florida, Susie B, Yan Acham out in Boston, good morning, Wayne B in Georgia, Alistair Hart, Slick Money Grip, Trinidad Margo, Edward Aliong, good morning to you. Ingrid Adams, morning, Miss Ingrid. Hope you have a good one. Josie Richardson, CJ out in New York, good morning to you. Hope all is well. And quickly on WhatsApp, let's see, we got Dan Raj, we've got Michael, we've got Sankofa, good morning to you. All right. And let me say good morning, good on to the guys. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, Felicia Rashad. And welcome home.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Richard. And good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and listeners all over the globe. Let me apologize from earlier o'clock. I am a total mess with my allergies with this dust.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sneezing. I'm uncomfortable. So I just saw that should put that out early.
Me too. You hear the state of my voice and my sinuses are clogged.
No.
Gentlemen, to add salt to your injury, there's one plume of dust coming.
They say it's going to get worse, and?
Oh, yes. I just took a look at it. If you see it,
I don't need it.
If you take a look at that, it's unbelievable. It's coming.
Yeah, they said today and tomorrow will be worse than we've had it. I can't even begin to imagine that.
No, by the weekend, it'll be horrible.
So we should cancel Carnival. They should put off Carnival.
Are you mad? You understand? You want to have another plume of madness? You find everything of madness.
That's dust in your face.
That is pure madness that you're talking about.
Oh, goodness. I don't remember Saharan dust being an issue growing up.
No.
Why is it suddenly an issue?
A lot of things were the issue growing up.
Oh God, true, eh? But the Saharan dust is awful. I mean, I even heard it. I mean, I listened briefly to the Prime Minister's press conference yesterday, and a reporter actually asked him about the Saharan dust. In other words, what they're doing about crime, COVID, and Saharan dust. I said, some of these reporters can't be serious.
Wendell, I just shook my head.
We can't be serious.
I just shook my head. He said,
you heard it too?
and the Prime Minister said, we're responsible for crime. responsible for governance, but ain't the wicked body say harm. What you want them to do is stand up the national security helicopter to fix the dust. They just ask some dotishness and like, wow.
I think they try
We
to
need a
provoke him into
dome.
getting angry, you know. That's how
We have
I
to get a
that's how I
dome.
see it. I think they try to provoke him into
I
getting
think
angry.
one provoked him yesterday. I see he grabbed the bottle of water instead of ring off the cap. So I said,
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
saw that?
Once you have that water,
Yes,
that's
I
it.
see he grabbed the water and he ring off the cap. Hear me? Oh Lord.
Yeah.
I said, somebody go down and get it.
Yeah.
And the reporter started to shake
Yeah.
the chair. Hear me?
Shake,
Oh
shake.
Lord, here it comes.
Yeah.
Makes you shake.
But
Shake
you
your
know, I mean,
booty.
it was a lengthy press conference.
I know here's one to talk about me.
No, but you really had to compliment the Prime Minister for facing the media as often as he has done.
Yes, that is true. I agree with that.
You really, because it's not easy, you know. And he started off yesterday. I said, oh gosh, he's angry. But then he calmed down. I think he, you know, like the longer the interview went, the more questions they asked him, the calmer he got. You know?
I think it depends on who's posing the question.
Huh?
It depends on who's posing the question.
Yeah, well, Tate was at him with this crime talks. But he is right. The opposition has never named a team. Never named a team.
I think they're both right, quite frankly.
Mm.
I think people are calling for him to lead the talks are right. And I think the opposition also needs to lead a team. I think they're both right.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with Rhea Tate's line of questioning, especially with regard to the Prime Minister's personal involvement. I understood her line of questioning regarding that and how important she thinks it is to the talks.
Of course.
But according to him, well, at the end of the day, the opposition still ain't name a team. So where do we go?
Two things can be right.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
Two things can be right. I think they're both right.
Yes, DL, that is me. That is actually a picture that was personally painted by someone who's now deceased. He actually was, what was his name? Cragwell. He was a Cragwell. What Cragwell he was? See, it's on the thing, yes? I can't remember his first name. But all those big murals you see at the Savannah with Calypsonians and images of Carnival, he was the person who painted that. He lived in St. James and he just decided he wanted to do a painting for me as a gift. So he actually came to the studio one morning. That picture is at the studio. And he took the picture of me at the microphone in the studio. And then he went back and he painted it. So, and he just added in the PNM logo down below. I don't know if you're not seeing that in the picture. But that is actually how the studio at Power 102 looked when we did the program in studio. That particular picture, you know. But he was one of the best painters, artists we had in the country, you know. Junior Cragwell. That was his name, Junior Cragwell, you know. So
It was a long press conference yesterday.
Very long.
Covering a range of issues, mostly around national security, which was the initially proposed intention for the press conference. The Prime Minister has indicated the government is continuing its support for the Commissioner of Police, and he will not be drawn into personalities regarding the calls for the removal of the Minister of National Security. He said, quote, "What's the point of appointing a general to fight your war and then undermining the general at every step of the way?"
Yeah. Yeah. I think though the message was that she should establish this police inspectorate, which is a recommendation coming out of the Ramesh Deosaran report. I don't know how will that work.
Which she was a part of that committee.
Yeah. How does that work?
The inspectorate is to act as an independent intermediary to deal with the issues within the police service from an independent perspective. So they have professionals, specialists, etc. You understand?
Okay. Yeah. So it's like engaging professional outside help.
Yeah, but in a formalized way inside the police service.
Right.
Which was part of what the Deosaran report, manpower audit report, suggested, because it didn't seem that the police internally had the capability to move itself out of the many issues that were identified in the report.
Mhm.
So this
But
inspector to do
yeah, you know what I
to try
find?
and resolve these issues.
I find that the police service, especially at the higher ranks, they have so many very well qualified, well educated people now. And it just seems that they have not been able to improve the way people look and view at the police service in terms of strategies and anything. You know, all of those people they have at the helm now are very well qualified and educated, and because and I didn't miss though the fact that the prime minister reported yesterday about the people who applied for the position of commissioner of police and who would have passed the polygraph test, and he was saying this commissioner was one of the few people who actually passed the polygraph test. So apparently a lot of people who applied for the job too didn't pass the polygraph test. That I found an amazing statement. And I don't know if the press
But does it surprise you?
The press didn't go into it. I was surprised they didn't go into it when he said it.
But does it surprise you?
Not really. Well, yes or no, because I know, as I said prior to that, a lot of those who are there now at the helm are very well qualified, well educated people.
That doesn't mean it's well. That doesn't mean the resources are being well managed.
Well, clearly not.
In terms of the human resources,
clearly not. You
could have 50 bright people in a room and nothing getting done.
Yeah, because I mean, if I didn't buy up papers today, I didn't even know that the ACP, we had an ACP for San Fernando. That's Assistant Commissioner of Police, right? Named Alicia Henry, a pretty young-looking person based on the picture.
Full disclosure, I know Alicia very well.
You know her? Okay.
Very
I
well.
don't know. I've never heard of her before.
You're a very good friend of mine. Very bright young woman.
Again, you're seeing a lot of people going up in the ranks, and especially the women who are very bright and so on. But the results, and which is why I go back to the statement that a lot of them there just for promotion and pension. To ensure that they promoted, they study hard.
And to be fair, Wendell, a lot of them want to make a difference, but they're hamstrung by the system within which they operate.
Well, they have to change it.
They can't change it themselves.
Change it.
And that's why there's a recommendation for the inspectorate to be that change agent. Because we've tried this commissioner, we've tried that commissioner, we've tried this person, we've tried that person, we've tried inside, we've tried outside. And it all ends up being a hot mess eventually.
Yeah.
And not necessarily achieving the intended objective.
DL, I've never been described as chunky, but I will accept I probably had a little more weight on me back then. He said, whoever DL is, say you was a little chunky back then. I've never heard that description for me, but I'll accept it in the spirit that you meant it.
But it's interesting that the Prime Minister urged the Commissioner of Police to establish an inspectorate. Now, under the Police Service Act, the Commissioner has full remit.
Yes.
And so I mean, and there's a line minister involved. So if there's a government policy, to me, for an inspectorate coming out of the recommendations of the report to be established, why you have to urge? Yeah, she could say no.
Well, she could, but he made it clear yesterday, though, he does not communicate directly with the commissioner. He made that very clear yesterday in response to that question, that he operates through the Minister of National Security. Well, so it's not like he would pick up the phone and call her or anything like that.
He won't pick up the phone and call her, but in the National Security Council meetings, the Minister of National Security is there, from my understanding. The Commissioner of Police is there, the Chief of Defense Staff is there. So there are times when he communicates with her directly.
Yeah, well, I didn't get that impression.
You understand? Yes, in general circumstances, from my understanding, he's not going to pick up the phone and go past his line minister to call her when he let the line minister do his job. You understand? But there are times when they communicate directly because there are National Security Council meetings, which have, I do believe, the Prime Minister chairs. Minister Young is there. Minister Hines is there. Minister Gonzalez is there.
Gonzalez is there, yes.
The Attorney General is there.
Yeah.
and the chief of defense staff, the commissioner of police, etc., on different occasions.
Yeah.
You understand? So there are times they interface directly, but I guess in the sense that of the question he was answering, yes, it's not his general position to pick up the phone and speak to the police, because the first thing people will say is that, well, they're interfering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, but there are times when I'm sure they interface directly under the National Security Council meetings.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So who went Cast Tuesday? I actually got invited to go, but I couldn't make it. I really couldn't. I hope it went well.
It seemed to have. I went, a friend of mine's birthday is this weekend, and we didn't want to go into Port. It's been there's Felicia with the Shad
Oh.
being welcomed home.
Felicia Rashad is from Bill Cosby, right?
The Cosby
Show, right?
Yeah.
That's her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, take a
She
look.
looks very young there.
That's her.
That's her.
Isn't that her?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think she's a second or third generation Trinidadian.
Ah.
Her grandparents or great grandparents, with one of them was from here, I think.
Okay.
So she has a connection to Trinidad and Tobago. She's
But
home.
plenty Trinidadians came back home. I was in a house lime on Monday night, right in my neighborhood. And if you see New Yorkers, most of them came from New York, some from Delaware, some a lot of parts of the United States, but mostly from New York. They were here in their dozens at that line. In their dozens.
Tourism TT put on a great show to welcome them, as one would expect. Good morning, Carla Cupid, a good friend of mine who is the CEO of Tourism TT. It's a classmate of mine.
Okay.
So that's Felicia Rashad there. Welcome home, girl.
You have some very similar name messages us who are all the time, not so? Is it Carlton Cupid or Carlisle Cupid? We have a Cupid who messages us all the time. Let's see back of it.
So, Cass was last night. From what I saw on social media this morning, it seemed like it was very, very successful.
Okay.
You know, today is Lime.
Oh, yes. The most expensive.
And tomorrow is the Voice. The most expensive fete they have.
Tonight is also Patrice Roberts.
People to feel important.
Pose with the phone like that.
But I mean, it's a well organized, very, very elaborate, very lavish. The very, very lavish fete. If you've been,
oh
Richard, my God!
Richard goes to Lime, I think.
Very, very lavish fete.
A Lime? No.
You don't go to that fete?
Nope. I went to that fete the first time they had it, and that was it.
You see, I know. Some one of us went to that fete before.
Very, very first time they had it, I went.
I hosted it once with Nikki, and I went on 3 occasions.
Oh, you are Limer.
I got 3 tickets. I ain't paying no way to go that. You're crazy.
I've never been to it. I don't fete, so it's very easy for me not to go any of those things. I only went prior to that before because Corey ensured that Richard and I got passes, and that's how we ended up going. And yesterday, Richard, up to now I didn't see Corey said nothing for me there, but I know Galen also invited me, but I really couldn't make it last night. I was out of it. I was totally stuffed up, and this morning, as I say, it's gotten worse.
That's what I told him.
It was very well done, as usual, as one would expect. They have really refined these carnival concerts. I call them carnival concerts now because people can stop and look and take pictures on their phone. A quarter the party and the 3/4 taking pictures.
You know why, right? You know why? Because the artists themselves break the vibe. I mean, I can only speak for CIC, right? They break the vibe by stopping and talking. So the person who dare to enjoy themselves and enjoy the music, they also have to stop. When an artist stop and telling anybody from Trinidad, anybody from Grenada, anybody from South, anybody from Arima, they do it all the time. So you, as the person who dare to enjoy the fete, you don't have no choice but to stop to with them. Because they're stopping and they're telling the band low. All right, Well, and this side, oh no, sing your song and go. Let people enjoy the music and go.
I concur.
No, it's too much. So
I'm in the
many people,
business 24 years and I went on road march. And
oh God, no.
okay, we
All
know.
of them doing it. All of them doing it.
We're aware.
All of
It is
them
not a
doing it.
soliloquy.
Yeah,
So,
just
Paul, you went to Cass last night?
No, I didn't, but I passed and I saw quite a large attendance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you always do that.
yeah, cash
I'm
show.
not fretting. There's too much Sahara dust and mixed with Queen's Park Savannah dust and
And you flew.
Yeah, I could imagine how there was with that dust and through.
Oh, Jolly sounds so old, Lord.
No,
But
Richard,
have
that
you been-
was really terrible out there.
if you're affected by Sahara dust and you have respiratory or sinus issues, it is really oppressive.
Mm-hmm.
Very oppressive. Anyway, the main story this morning is, of course, the Prime Minister at the press conference yesterday. And the fact that he said that he also said, in addition to the government is continuing its full support to early here with Christopher, and he will not be removing any Minister of National Security because he's not getting into personality, is that they will bring legislation in the next few weeks to Parliament to allow the Police Service Commission to make acting appointments for Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioner of Police without having to seek parliamentary approval. The bill carries a special majority and therefore will need opposition support. They're always tweaking these things, eh? They always seem to be tweaking these issues related to the appointment or acting of commissioners and deputy commissioners of police.
Yeah. But he is saying that they erred in the first place by, in other words, they removed the veto from the Prime Minister, but gave the Parliament the approval. And the Parliament is led by a government where the Prime Minister is head of that government. And at the end of the day, it really goes back to the head of the government, you know? So he said what they do is try to remove the veto, but in a way still give you the veto through the Parliament, you know?
It is the same thing. It is just
It
a
is the
different
same thing.
process, a more bureaucratic process
Yeah.
to debate a bill, because at the end of the day, unless somebody gets sick or stays home, the government is going to get what they want.
Exactly.
Or the Prime Minister is going to get what he or she wants.
So he is
You understand?
trying to remove that bureaucracy. I don't know how successfully he will.
Well, it requires a special majority, and I haven't seen a lot of special majority bills getting passed recently. So you never know. This one may get through.
Well, the opposition is saying they're still willing to meet on crime. So maybe our poll this morning could be: do you have renewed hope that this crime talks will occur? You know, because he said yesterday he is willing to, right? And he could still be part of it.
Did he say something along the lines that he has not shut the door on the idea or something like that?
I don't know if those were his exact words.
No, he said the government has named its team and the opposition is yet to name its team.
Yeah.
The opposition is insisting that he should lead the talks. He said he does not have to be there. He's already named his team. So that is where we're stuck. And Wendell, I don't think you are not the kind of person to waste polls.
You think it's a wasted poll?
So don't start wasting your poll now.
Every now and then you flirt a bit, you know, and so you do a poll that
Keep going. Get yourself out there. Keep going.
I see Richard and Tana turn up behind already.
Keep going. Keep going. Anyhow, see if you can turn back. See if you can turn back before it's too late. Okay, keep going. Let's see if you can get out of this one. It doesn't seem very likely.
No, but I mean,
I don't know that flirting is wasting a poll, but
well, sometimes it is. Trust me. It has happened. Let's put it this way. It has happened.
You need to write a book, yes? Let me tell you something. The trauma that you've experienced in your life is clearly worthy of a book that may inspire some people.
I will devote.
Did he say something along the lines that has not shut the door on that idea of him?
No, he's awaiting. He's just like the leader of the opposition. They both are saying that they want the talks, but I haven't seen any inching toward some sort of compromise position on either side.
He said there is nothing preventing him from joining at any point in time, depending on the progress. But he is not leading the team. He is not be part of
What
the team.
Stuart Gary there? Nice joining.
Yeah,
Stuart.
yourself.
No message, Stuart Gary. Watch. Stuart Gary there.
No, but,
Okay,
but
Gary
Gary
there.
Griffith,
Okay,
Gary Griffith has already said he will not be part of it. He's not gonna. He will not be part of it. You know, so it's up to the opposition now. Name your team and see where it goes. So maybe that also is an alternative poll. Should the opposition name their team? I don't know if we ever asked that.
that is a poll.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a worthy
let's ask
poll.
that and
See how,
get cracking.
you see how quick you provided an alternative
That's what I
worthy
tell
poll.
you. I am the poll man, if you allow me to be.
It's not for me. It's not for me to allow you to be, sir. I don't think I am in a position, no pun intended, to allow you to be the poll man. Okay?
Richard and I just respect protocol, so we allow you to be the leading poll man. Understand seniority.
Good morning, Zena. I think that should the opposition name their team for the crime talks at this time. Right? That is a good poll. Good poll, Wendell. Good poll. How about this come back? Did you see, Richard, that you came in? When you came in, we had already played the video of this goodly lady in the Republic. Came in yesterday, apparently, as an actor. Do you recognize that lady?
Well, the video is kind of.
You want me to give you?
I know you're a little older, right? That lady. Do you recognize that lady? Claire Huxtable.
Is that who it is?
That's Felicia Rashad, sir.
Felicia. Oh, okay. You know, she's changing enough. She's not changing enough. She's in The Beekeeper.
Yes, I saw that movie with what's his name?
Jason Statham. Yeah, she's in The Beekeeper. Felicia Rashad. So, okay, and I couldn't make out on my small screen here. Maybe I should make it big. I'm making it big.
But once you go to big screens, though, you lose the comments at the side. I've tried that.
That's the trade-off.
Once on the laptop, once you open up the screen for full screen, you lose the comments at the side.
Yeah.
So she's here to enjoy the Carnival festivities.
Nice, man.
And
how old is Felicia Rashad?
She's 60-something, I presume.
Yeah?
Ask Alexa.
All right. I
like the fact that the tourism to put on this show to welcome visitors, and they've been doing it daily, I understand.
Yeah.
To welcome to the greatest show on earth, which is in full swing now, as we are on Wednesday before Carnival. Next week, it will be all over, and people will be heading to churches to get their foreheads emblazoned.
And then later on in the evening, they'll be heading to Central Bank Auditorium for the entire week because it will be Trinidad and Tobago Carnival Comedy Week with Nikki, 50-ish, and Still Hot AF on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Bacchanal Bubble and Bad Behavior on Saturday and Sunday.
That was a good cue there, Ragoobarsingh. Didn't miss there at all.
Richard, why aren't you? Do you promote those things at the airport and so on? Why don't you?
At the airport, in what way?
Like with the stand-up
billboard or something, or giving out flyers or something. Because it's plenty of people coming in apparently,
Yeah, there seems to be quite an influx in the last couple of days.
ACN Atu said she's 76 years old. Wow.
Oh, okay. She looks great. Looks great.
It's too sad. Behave yourself now, boy.
What did he say?
He said Wendell was chunky when he had a wife feeding him every day. So I still eat every day, I just don't eat as much as I used to, I have to admit. I don't eat as much as I used to. And I certainly don't eat at the night again. Go ahead, Paul. Let it out.
That could be part of the problem. There may be a dissatisfaction with those sorts of decisions.
It could be, but I used to eat a lot
For you
thinking
to
that.
eat a lot less.
Yeah, I don't. I eat a lot less.
Anyway, it is how many days? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days before the Merry Monarch hits the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. And we're in full swing. I don't know how this Sahara dust is going to affect masqueraders because they're going to be out there exposed, inhaling it for 2 full weeks. After, in many cases, dealing with the effects and stuff. So I hope I had to actually run by emergency and Otrivine and stuff last evening, just to deal with the nasality of it all, and the congestion in your head and the scratchy throat. It is very, very challenging.
It is.
But you all be careful out there. I saw the really sad news. Apparently, they've determined the cause of death for the 85-year-old Trini American person who was killed after a robbery at her Santa Rosa home. She's beaten to death.
It was a murder.
Take your stuff and go. Just take your stuff and go. Take the stuff and go.
She's a former student and teacher at St. James Government Secondary School. St. Gardner. She's 85 years old. Yeah.
Imagine you come home for a little carnival.
Yeah, to
and you
finish
lose your life.
Yeah, to finish renovations at your home that you're hoping to move back to finish your life. You know what I mean?
And I heard a story yesterday. Friend of a friend, a family friend, of him and his wife. The man is a businessman, and they have extensive security in their home. And I think they were targeted because the bandits came and actually shut off the locks of 3 layers of doors to get to them.
Is that the Caribbean glass thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that article and I saying what they lost.
No, this wasn't the Caribbean glass. This is something different in Arima.
Oh.
Caribbean glass thing is equally as disturbing, but this one when they shot the dog in the yard and then they shot 2 sets of locks in the house and then they kicked down a door. I mean, they went to extraordinary lengths to get into this house.
Wow.
And clearly they didn't care who did anything.
The man said, I don't have any money in the house. They found a safe and then forced him to open the safe. And, in that state, you could forget,
Yeah,
because there's nobody in the country save some money and the family. Himself and his wife were home and they threatened to rape the wife. And, I mean, just horrible. Horrible. And then they beat him because they found money in the safe. It's just really, really, really. I mean, the wife doesn't want to go back to the house, and I can't understand.
I blame them.
She's petrified. She doesn't want to go back to the house, and they've worked all their lives to build a life for themselves and their family, and they just can't even come to terms with living here anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then look at Marla Dukaran, the economist, who left Trinidad and Tobago to live in Barbados because she had a fear of crime because they'd been robbed once, and then
bam,
for them to rob again and kill your husband. I mean, would you, in her position, ever want to come back here? Oh yes.
Yep. Every day, I think about packing up and leaving. Trust me, every day.
And I can't blame anybody just for their own personal safety and the safety of their family.
Yeah.
It is a heart-wrenching contemplation or decision because you love your country.
Home.
For the most part, you love living here, and to have to face this onslaught on a daily basis.
And look at this issue with Caribbean Glass. I mean, they have 3 licensed firearms in the house, and that didn't help them,
No.
That didn't help them. As a matter of fact, they lost those firearms.
Quite unfortunate.
Very.
So tonight is Lime. What else is there tonight?
Patrice Roberts.
Where is that
Patrice
one?
Roberts.
Patrice
At the
Roberts.
stadium.
At the stadium. And Lime is at Hyatt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But where do they fit people there? Is it that they limit the amount of people that go there? Because that space is not all that big.
The Hyatt?
Is it on the entire waterfront grounds?
They expand the waterfront, but they put the food to the cruise ship side, and they bring it all the way to the stage is by the walkover, so it's quite an expanse.
Okay.
And they block off all the there, so you have that whole area on the water ferry side, and you have the whole seaside perimeter all the way where they put the food down, and they actually open the lobby of the hotel and put some food in there also.
Oh, so they make
It's quite. They have a lot of space.
All right.
And then they build this elevated platform for the VVVVVVVV. We like to segregate and trying to make the VVVVVVVVVVIP. So, and then other people. It's a lot of space. It's actually a lot of space and a lot of food. So. Yeah. But
the tour apparently was very well attended and a success, based on the pictures that I saw. I didn't go though, but I stayed in a house Lime in my neighborhood, and I had a good time there. But then apparently all went well too with the PNM's fete. It was a huge success also.
I would imagine it would even bigger this year without National Monday.
Yeah.
I saw the Prime Minister, his wife, his daughter, and son-in-law in attendance. He said he didn't go into the crowd because he didn't want to end up with another bout of COVID.
Yeah, I like how he laughed off that one. He said, COVID like me.
And then by that time he had calmed down significantly.
Yes.
From grabbing the bottle point, I don't think he realized the reflex of how grabbing the bottle looked. And I grew up the time, I was like, what stupidness are you asking me now? His body language is very profound. Is all you would say.
He can't hide it. He can't hide it.
No, he can't hide it. He can't hide it. Yes, no when he get irritated. Yes, no when he get irritated, and he trying to control. Breathe.
All right, well, gentlemen, we got to get into headlines of our dailies. Before we do that, I'm going to take a quick break.
Hadco Fesu presents Jazz in the Village 2024, Wednesday, February 7th. Contribution $200. Featuring Dr. Len Booksy Sharp, Romaro Graves, A.T.N. Charles, Jeff Medina, Anis Hafez Hadid, Duvon Stewart, Douglas Redo, Johan Chokri, and the Aidan Hagley Band. Gates open at 2 p.m., showtime 3 p.m. And this all takes place at the Hadco Fesu Panyard, 13 Hamilton Street, Woodbrook. See you there.
The crowning of the Chutney Soca Monarch, the Queen of Chutney Soca. It's Chutney Royalty at Skinner Park, San Fernando. Saturday, 10 February, 8 p.m. 12 of the biggest names in Chutney Soca, together with the biggest names on the Carnival circuit. Ravi B, Nisha B, and Karma. Nishard M, Young Breda and Pimpin. Ruplal G, Nival Chaitla, Kalnayak Dance Academy, DJ Anna and Simo. Hosted by Big Rich and international soca media influencer Carla Henry from the USA. It's the biggest night. It's the biggest party. It's the colors of Chutney. The party starts immediately following the competition. Wear white and enjoy the colored cannons as we herald the colors of unity of our blessed nation, TNT. The Chutney Soca Monarch 2024 is sponsored by media partners IETV, Boom 94, Lit 102.3, Power 102 Digital, social media partners West Indian Chutney Music, Masala Entertainment, corporate sponsors Harriet Sweets, B Mobile, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, Tourism Trinidad Limited, Caribbean Airlines, the official airline of CSM. Our presenting sponsors, the National Carnival Commission of TNT Limited and the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and the Arts.
Brass fans, get ready for Carnival Monday night. We are back. Brass Bacchanal. Brass Bacchanal. 10 outstanding brass bands, all vying for combined prize pool of $500,000. What a thrilling musical showdown.
Brass Bacchanal, a spectacular event hosted by the National Carnival Commission.
Carnival Monday night, February 12th. The festivities kick off at 9 p.m. at the iconic Queen's Park Savannah in Port of Spain.
The energy promises to be contagious. Performances unforgettable. Secure your tickets now at Cachet stores nationwide, Java Nation, Port of Spain, and Food Hall of Piaco Plaza, NCC Box Office, Queen's Park, Savannah, and online at islandetickets.com. Brass Bacchanal, where energy equals contagion.
Alrighty, 46 minutes after the hour at 6 o'clock. Let's get in the headlines of all three dailies, shall we?
Yeah, I don't have any of the newspapers.
I can do the Express. Today is Wednesday, February 7th, and the headline in today's Express reads, PM changes crime tune, refuses to assess Earler's performance, Kamala invites Rowley to talk crime again, and in quotation marks, of course, I have not said that I will not sit with them. I have not said that. Too many people talking for me. Those are the words of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Inside in pages, PM open to join in crime talks. Kamala still willing to meet on crime. Earler urged to establish police inspectorate. And law coming, letting the Police Service Commission make acting appointments for Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioner of Police. In the back in sports, humiliating defeat, and that could only mean West Indies lost again. They made 86. 86. Australia, of course, made it for the loss of 2 wickets. Right? Reshaped Red Force start against champs, and TTCB under 15 interzone cricket resumes. So that is the Express for today.
Let's move to the Guardian, Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. Prime Minister Mammon, Commissioner of Police performance, but maintains support for Earler here with Christopher as Commissioner of Police. Hines not being moved. Kamala knocks PM for inaction on Earler. No responsible leader, she said, would support her continuing as COP. Chambers, when government and opposition dialogue, urgent action on crime. Manpower audit committee chair, we need decisive action. TTPS, PSC reform crucial to the fight against crime. The Prime Minister cannot say if the FBI and CIA are in TNT right now. Also trending in the Guardian, North Coast fishermen survives shark attack. Carnival visitors not scared of crime. Guns and cash taken during Sour home invasion. PM mom and cops position. And 50 people had adverse side effects to COVID vaccines. Let's move to the Newsday now. Customers to bear cement price increase. Police Trini U.S. citizen was beaten to death. PM Police Commissioner has government's full support. Rowley rejects invitation to UNC crime talks. How do you have that? Is that what he said?
No. Who put that in the article? Who put that article?
That is a trending story in the Newsday Online. 2 more officers suing police commission over promotions. U.S. Ambassador and Mayaro MP hold talks. Papa moves afoot. Hey, Wendell.
I guess so. Wasn't he one of the people interested in leadership?
7:49. Those are trending stories in your Guardian, Express, and Newsday for today, Wednesday, the 7th of February, 2024. Me and you, Bacchanal.
I said,
morning, Rushton.
I said, there, boy, Mrs. Posadi
Morning,
says, watch out. Watch out. They're coming for you.
For you.
Let's get the results and come up with our morning poll. Let's get the results from yesterday, where we asked you, do you think the national security apparatus can ensure a safe Trinidad and Tobago Carnival for 2024? That was our poll yesterday. Results after this.
The crowning of the Chutney Soca Monarch, the Queen of Chutney Soca. It's Chutney Royalty at Skinner Park, San Fernando. Saturday, 10th February, 8 p.m. 12 of the biggest names in Chutney Soca, together with the biggest names on the Carnival circuit. Ravi B, Nisha B, and Karma. Nishard M, Young Breda and Pimpin. Ruplal G, Nival Chaitla, Kalnayak Dance Academy, DJ Anna and Simo. Hosted by Big Rich and international soca media influencer Carla Henry from the USA. It's the biggest night. It's the biggest party. It's the Colors of Chutney. The party starts immediately following the competition. Wear white and enjoy the colored cannons as we herald the colors of unity of our blessed nation, TNT. The Chutney Soca Monarch 2024 is sponsored by media partners, IETV, Boom 94, Lit 102.3, Power 102 Digital, social media partners, West Indian Chutney Music, Masala Entertainment, corporate sponsors, Harriet Sweets, B-Mobile, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, Tourism Trinidad Limited, Caribbean Airlines, the official airline of CSM, our presenting partners, the National Carnival Commission of TNT Limited, and the Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and the Arts.
All right. Do you think the national security apparatus can ensure a safe TNT Carnival 2024? That was our poll yesterday. The results are in. 88% said no.
No. That's a weird result, especially in light of the fact.
Calls from yesterday.
Yeah, especially in light of the fact that
the online calls are always remarkably different to what we receive on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
Because they've, yeah, true.
But let's go with this
Happy
one.
you saying it because I say it all the time.
But we see the back end of the thing, the infrastructure.
Yeah. So based on yesterday's press conference where the Prime Minister said he is open to joining the crime talks, and Kamala Persad-Bissessar said, the opposition leader says, she is still willing to meet on crime. Our question this morning is, should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? That's what you need to answer, Guy Small.
But you ain't see that misspelling there?
Which one? I know you take it down already.
Well, I can take it down and put it up very quickly, you know. So.
Should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? Let me intervene immediately. 222-TALK, 222-8255. North Americans, 866-525-1099. People on the web and the app, well, you know what to do. Also, if you're on LinkedIn, Insta Live, Facebook, wherever you are, you can send your votes via the comment section and we will get it. And you can also send it via WhatsApp at 318-1021. Of course, you may have to put in the 868 before that. But 318-1021 is the WhatsApp number to send in your votes. Our poll this morning, should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? Let the voting begin.
All right. So I've got Sunny San Fernando saying yes to the poll. Good morning to you, GNC Auto Security. I have got, all right. Let's see. Alan Reese says yes. Gregory Bauer says yes to the poll. Marcia Rock says yes. Okay. Slick Money Grip says yes. Sunny San Fernando says yes to the poll. Trevor Arima says yes. Hill says yes. Slick Money Grip. I did Slick Money Grip. All right.
222-TALK
here. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Dad.
I think the Prime Minister, the opposition leader should, because of her, I don't know if she might want actually to say, but she said with the Caribbean court, it mightn't have enough Indians, so she might want to name. I think she should name them to see how much people and who it have, because that is a criteria.
She's saying yes.
You're talking two different things, right?
Because
the team will consist of parliamentarians.
Exactly.
Well, yes, but her position on it, I don't think the UNC not serious about nothing.
All right.
Thank you. They're not serious. I don't want to.
But do you think they should name the team?
That's
yes or no?
All we want is yes or no.
Yes, they should. I'll call back
Right.
to debate for that.
Thank
All
you.
right.
That was bizarre.
It was that.
CJ New York says yes. Good morning, CPT Singh. Julia S. Batiste, good morning. Yes. Wayne B. Yes. Cheryl Johnson. Yes. Rena Bulu Jennings, yes to the poll.
Beauty Culture says yes.
Jaron
missed
says
Finbar
yes.
Collins earlier on, eh? You missed Finbar
I
Collins
did.
earlier on.
Jaron says yes. All right. Should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? Carol Guevara. Yes. Michael Robinson says yes.
And thanks so much for breakfast on Monday.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Ish out in Malik. Ish, morning. Long time no see. Ish says yes.
Where did you all
Pearl
go?
says yes. CPT Singh says no. Kenny out in Valsayn, not Harlem, but Valsayn. I say yes to the poll. Thank you, Kenny. In Valsayn. Right? Should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? Aries Born says yes, they should.
Is there one no so far?
Yes.
Yeah, CPT
Okay.
Singh. Adrian Toto says yes. All right, 222.
You missed Pearl Cordy's.
No, I didn't. I said who?
You said her name? I didn't
Yeah.
hear it. Sorry.
What's up at 3181021? Tony from San Fernando says yes. Eve out in Sugar Gonas. Morning, Eve. Yes. All right. Should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? DL. Yes. Mogain. Yes to the poll. Von Drayton. Yes. 222-8255. Toll-free North Americans. 866-525-1099 on WhatsApp at 3181021.
And our poll this morning, should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? That's our poll this morning.
Yeah, Guy Small says no.
No, I'm shocked.
Chris Toussey says yes to the poll.
Paul, like you really put Mr. Pinal to rest, boy. He gave up. You really put him to rest. Poor
He was
fella.
really offensive that
I'm
morning.
feeling sorry for him now. I don't know why.
No, I don't. Chris, sorry, one bit. You need to learn to respect differences and have it be inclusive and not be offensive like that.
Yes,
The reenactment of the Cambodia riots is on Friday morning, correct?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. 4 o'clock in the morning on the Greens, Piccadilly.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. R says no.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. She just feeling to be miserable this morning.
Since
This
yesterday.
morning, why specify?
She feeling to be different.
Whole week.
Let me Mr. Zaro out of the mouth, please.
Whole week.
You hear that one, Paul?
Mm.
Keep Mrs. R name out your mouth.
He sound a little political there.
Yeah.
He sound a little political there.
Yeah. I don't blame him no more.
Leave my wife name out your mouth.
Yeah, you have a couple of seconds to vote again. Should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed crime talks? Yes or no?
Yeah, some titty vein and pussyfooting and what are descriptive words you have for that?
Was that last phrase you used?
Titty vein and pussyfooting.
Wow. How do you do that second one?
How you do that one? That's Watson.
Oh, Lord.
Lord, Wendell, no.
Oh, jeez.
No, please withdraw that. Please withdraw it. Remember, withdraw that statement, please. You know, if I didn't say the chat would have go wild with condemnation.
No,
I didn't hear what he said, you know. I didn't hear what he said. Sorry.
You didn't hear
Captain
it?
Ron. Captain Ron says no.
Mercy.
Captain Ron.
Mercy.
Captain Ron said no.
Yeah.
Where did he? Or he voted on WhatsApp?
Yeah.
All right.
Mercy, Wendell, mercy.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, thank God we're online, but Tad is still right here.
For that?
Yeah.
All right, let me get the
but-
actual dictionary meaning. Hold on, let me read it for people so they don't get all up in the feelings.
They will, and some of them will.
Meaning.
Captain Ron is in Barbados.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning.
There's some
One of the
pictures of Mrs.
One of the girls in that video looks like Beyonce. You don't find.
This is Felicia Rashad that had face two panyard with
Yes.
Dr. Len Booksy Sharp, I think last evening.
Yeah.
Thanks
Of
for
course,
fixing
having
that.
their line started.
I'll find a way to put them up now.
All right, so the meaning of pussyfooting: act in a cautious or non-committal way. In other words, I realized I could no longer pussyfoot around. They make a great show of pussyfooting through the greenery. Well, actually, I was wrong. Watson's name not there at all, so I withdraw.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did we have any more votes? Yes, Wayne in Ontario. And okay, Finbar, what is he doing?
Captain Ron, I don't know if United flies to Barbados. I wonder. Anyway, let's get into our news, gentlemen. The peachy one is in Aviation Hill Bab. So let's get into it. Our major news starts right now.
This is your news bulletin from Power 102 Digital.
Cabinet reshuffle not on the government's agenda at this time, according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. The PNM still open for crime talks with the UNC. In Guyana, teachers on strike, GTU demanding collective bargaining, ministry threatens deductions, and U.S. court rules Donald Trump has no presidential immunity. Details in a moment. This is News to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. I'm Avril Centel Bab. Good morning. The Prime Minister is making it clear he will not be drawn into personality surrounding calls into discussions surrounding calls for the Ministry of National Security to be removed from the portfolio. He was told by a reporter during the question and answer at a news briefing held at Whitehall on Tuesday, there is a sense of hopelessness in the country and the situation will not improve. However, Dr. Rowley said getting involved in conflicts is not his style, and to go that way would result in losing sight of the job to be done and institutions to be strengthened. Dr. Rowley said that he is responsible for reviewing the performance of his ministers, and this will be done, adding he is aware of calls from some quarters for a cabinet reshuffle.
Only the personalities, you lose sight of the facts of the situation, the job to be done, and the institutions to be strengthened. I lead a PNM government, and that sense of hopelessness is not what we engender, is not what we believe, because as difficult as it is, we believe it's never hopeless. The press is always advising and always looking forward to cabinet reshuffle. Sometimes I myself am the last person to hear there's going to be a reshuffle. That's part of the course, right? But a cabinet is a team. People go in portfolios, they do work, and for whatever reason, some might be there for a long time, some might be there for a short time. That responsibility lies with an assessment by the Prime Minister. That's not going to change.
Meanwhile, government says it is ready and willing to meet with the opposition to discuss crime-related matters. The Prime Minister maintains such deliberations can go on without his presence. However, the opposition claims his input is needed, especially since he is the head of the National Security Council. Speaking on the issue during the weekly post-cabinet news briefing at Whitehall on Tuesday, Dr. Keith Rowley cited his administration's readiness to meet with the UNC and has already revealed the makeup of his team. He said the UNC is yet to follow suit.
I have said that the whole question of the government meeting with the opposition I suggested in response to the idea when it came forward that we put two teams, a team from the government and a team from the opposition. And I proceeded to name the government team. This condition of that the Prime Minister has to be a part of the team, that is not my position. That is their condition. We name our team without the Prime Minister. They could name their team without the opposition leader, and we will meet. But there is no team before me other than my own.
A suggestion was also given on how the process can move forward.
You put people out there, they engage the issue, they see what both sides are talking about or what both sides want. And then you make progress towards something which comes back to the leadership, which says, well, look, this is what is before us, this is what we stand, this is what they stand on. And then you progress it to a state. If in that situation, they have to come back to the Prime Minister or to the leader, then what is wrong with that? What is the story about if the Prime Minister is not part of the team, he doesn't care about criminal and families who got killed? That is nonsense.
Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissassa says that Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has again failed to present a multidisciplinary approach to deal with TNT's crime crisis, and he continues to support a commissioner of police who has not met the minimum standards of performance in any aspect of her important duties, according to Persad-Bissassa. She said no responsible leader who witnessed Earl Haywood Christopher's appearance at the Joint Select Committee on National Security would support her remaining in the office of Commissioner of Police. Persad-Bissassa was responding to Dr. Rowley's statements on national security yesterday. Instead of presenting an approach to deal with TNT's crime situation, Persad-Bissassa said the Prime Minister directed irrational blame at the bureaucratic system, which she says is the same system that has existed for many years while the country was much safer and better. She said that he ignored the fact that he has been Prime Minister for almost 9 years. In 2015, he promised national safety and security through a whole of government approach. She said that yesterday he opted for evasion and hedging instead of replacing Fitzgerald Hines as Minister of National Security. On Dr. Rowley's statements about the need for constitutional reform via Parliament to change certain legislation, Persad-Bissassa noted that the UNC has supported over 35 pieces of legislation in the last 9 years, something that Dr. Rowley continues to ignore when trying to craft his narrative that the UNC does not support the government's legislative agenda in Parliament. Meanwhile, the opposition leader expressed concern with the 100 firearms users license in 30 months out of 25,000 applications. She made the remarks while speaking during this week's anti-crime talks held by the UNC. Persad-Bissassa offered her views on the FUL situation.
You know, we supported that lady, remember? People tell me, Kamala, you're crazy. Why? We gave her support in the parliament. Give her a chance, let her go and let her be. And now she cannot protect citizens, but seems to be now on a crusade to take away legal firearms from existing holders of FULs. Imagine she tells the country, mentioned before already, she has issued 100 FULs in 13 months out of 25,000 applications. 100 out of 25,000 applications.
The Prime Minister says the government will bring legislation in the next few weeks or days to Parliament to allow the Police Service Commission to make acting appointments for Commissioner of Police and Deputy Commissioners of Police without having to seek parliamentary approval. This bill carries a special majority and therefore would require opposition support. The Prime Minister also refused to give a public assessment of the performance of Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher, stating instead that the government supports anyone who is in office, and that includes the police commissioner. The Prime Minister said the current system, which mandates the Police Service Commission to make a recommendation to Parliament for all acting appointments for the top two positions, was an inconvenience. The National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited says the development of the Dragon gas field is a complex cross-border exploration and production arrangement which involves the close collaboration between the governments of Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, along with international energy partners Shell and NGC. This collaboration culminated in the issuance of the Dragon Field Exploration and Production License to NGC and Shell on December 21st, 2023 for the export of 100% of the natural natural gas from the Dragon Field to Trinidad and Tobago. In accordance with Venezuela hydrocarbon law, the license was published in the official Gazette of the Republic of Venezuela on January 29, 2024. NGC says, as a global integrated energy company, it is important it clarify to the public any misunderstanding concerning its participation in the development of the Dragon Field and the corporate structure surrounding same. Such clarification, it says, is important in order to safeguard NGC's reputation and its relationship with its internal partners and stakeholders. You are listening to news on Power 102 Digital to 7 o'clock. Hundreds of teachers in Guyana went on strike on Monday as their union calls on the government to engage in free collective bargaining. As day one of the Guyana Teachers Union strike came to a close, the union expressed satisfaction with the turnout. General Secretary Coretta MacDonald also vowed that should there be deductions by the Ministry of Education from the salaries of teachers who participated, corporate sponsors have pledged to reimburse them. Further afield, a U.S. court has ruled Donald Trump does not have presidential immunity and can be prosecuted on charges of plotting to overturn the 2020 election. The D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals panel announced a decision on Tuesday. The former president is expected to appeal against the ruling. Well, finally, here's weather news for the period today till midnight. Trinidad and Tobago, breezy and hazy with partly cloudy periods and the occasional light to moderate shower. There is a medium chance of thunderstorm activity expected for the northern leewards. Saharan dust concentration expected to increase as the day progresses. Air quality will be reduced and sensitive groups should take the necessary precautions. Look out for a forecast maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius at Piarco International Airport and 32 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. It is 26 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 27 at Crown Point, Tobago. Recapping your headlines to 7 o'clock, cabinet reshuffle not on the government's agenda at this time, according to the Prime Minister. The PNM is still open to prime talks with the UNC. In Guyana, teachers on strike, GTU demanding collective bargaining, ministry threatens deductions, and the U.S. court rules Donald Trump has no presidential immunity. I'm Avril Sintel-Bath. That was news to 7 o'clock on Power 102 Digital. Look out for more news in detail at 12 noon today and an update coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. For more details, log on to power102fm.com.
Up to date and credible. Power 102 Digital.
Okay, thank you, Avi, for our major news. You can join her again at 8 o'clock for News Brief, and then again at 12 noon with Charlo. Yes, that's right, Sir Charles for major news at noon. All right. Quickly, we'll just see if we have any issues to tell you about on the highways and on the byways. No, but where you think you're going to get traffic, you will get traffic. It's moving not too bad on the Solo until you get to Chase Village, and then from Charleville, northbound, you've got traffic. Eastern Main Road, same thing. Usual spots. All right. All right. Let me just check to see if I have any more votes for the poll. I got nothing there. I've got.
You have Augustine Cato, who voted after.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Augustus Cato.
Augustus, sorry.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got Guy Small. Yep.
Yeah, he voted no long time.
Good morning. Ewart Rajport. Ms. Maloney Dudu. Good morning to you as well. All right. So let's get the results. We asked you this morning, should the opposition UNC name their team for the proposed Rhyme Talk? That was our poll this morning.
Mm-hmm. We have 33 people saying yes, and 4 saying no. 33 said yes, they should, and 4 said no. Well, Lester Cragwell just voted, so make that 34 saying yes.
Well, I missed some of the yes votes.
You don't have that much?
No.
You have that, you don't have that many?
But I probably would have missed some because, because you are also following.
Yeah, they were coming through fast and furious on YouTube. And Richard Jeremiah also just voted yes.
Yeah, and I got someone just snuck in. Clem just snuck in with a no.
Oh, you have a no? An X no?
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. 35 saying yes and 5 saying no. That's the final count, right? Because you can continue to vote online and we will get the results tomorrow, God willing. Tomorrow, Carnival Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait for this weekend to just go.
What happened tonight at the Queen's Park Savannah?
I don't know, actually.
Extempo is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Kings and Queens?
It might be, it might be the costumes, the Kings and Queens on Thursday. I think, that is generally the Thursday.
The Thursday is usually that there.
Yeah.
The semifinals.
Yeah. And then Friday is what? But we have no Fantastic Friday this year. So what are we having? What is the main thing on Friday coming, by the way? I haven't even heard anything. What is happening? Maybe it's the day for people to collect their costumes. But that's like an event now too by them mascots.
No, people collecting costumes already.
Paul, you're muted.
They have beach house on Thursday, Bayview on Friday, and a couple of day parties.
Yeah, Senior Kings and Queens semi-finals this evening, as well as the Junior Kings and Queens at Queen's Park Savannah.
So that's today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, there's stick fighting finals on.
Yes. That's down San Fernando.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Listen, I mean, I have to expose my business here a little bit, right? But I did the stick fighting with on last week, Wednesday, the semifinals. Yeah, at Diego Martin, and my people. I don't know. Because I worked in the bar, and I looked up at one point in time, and I got scared. I said, "Where did all these people come from?" And they all want to be served at the same time, eh?
Today, Wednesday, doubles and bubbles cooler cruise, Harbour Master. Scorch,
that's my kind of cruise.
Harbour Master. Lime Ultimate Experience, just so all-inclusive, Fifth Street, Ariapita Avenue. J Lime, Trinidad Carnival, Millfleur. Fet Lovers, Five Islands, Amusement Park. Patrice Roberts, Ayamumun, Hazley Crawford Stadium. Fet Nation, Fatima College Grounds. And Punchy Wednesday, Queen's Park Oval. That is just today. Tomorrow, Tuesday.
Today?
Caesar's Army. Yeah.
Wow.
I tell you. Tomorrow, Thursday, Caesar's Army Ambush. Maracas Beach. Soca Starter. AWOL, Ocean Pelican. Igloo TNT. Beach House All Inclusive. Pure White Event Harbour Master. Farmhouse Cooler. Boardwalk Shagaramas. Boycott is also St. Anthony's College Ground tomorrow. FOF Carnival Manifest Woodbrook. Vibes with Voicey. Graduation Day, Queen's Park Savannah. Tribe Ignite, Hazley Crawford Stadium. Spirit Mass Home. All eyes tomorrow. Friday, Sunrise Breakfast Party. Bright Coolers Anchorage. Bacchanal Beach. Scorch Duck Walk Poolside. Shaka Cabana. Rum and Music. Crew Harbour Master. PHUKET. I don't want to pronounce it. Anchorage. Red, White, and Soca Glow Harbour Master. Blue Range Cooler Fete. Naps Paradise and Bayview. Saturday, Ambush Boot Camp. Another Jules Sobian. Strut. Soca Brainwashes Saturday. Bacchanal Brunch Cipriani. Picnic Fatima. Royalty Euphoria. SS Wasi Boat Ride. Soca Brainwash. National Panorama and Soca Takeover. You see, it's a real thing.
Real thing, you call it.
Real thing. It's a real thing. Go to TrinityJungleJuice.com and you'll see all the listings. So it's a real thing.
Clearly.
Real
and
thing.
Saturday is Panorama Finals.
Yeah. Sunday's the Montegrassi.
Sunday's the Marchgras. And
Calypso Monarch Finals.
And Calypso Monarch. Well, tomorrow is also Friday morning is also Camboulet, which a lot of people reached out to me for tickets, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, as a member,
That's a ticketed thing?
I'm not going to ask that.
No, I know. I responded to the person. It's a free event,
That's not on the greens?
Yeah.
That's a free thing.
Yeah, it's a free thing.
They must be win a VIP box. No pun.
But the VIP area is also not tickets. It's by invitation.
Exactly. Well, that must see what they want from you.
Yeah.
222 talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Patrice Roberts is on tonight. Where is Patrice Roberts today?
Stadium.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. It is what we call this Bacchanal Wednesday. Before Carnival. Peace. More peace from tonight.
Do people still go all week like the crazy and just don't sleep?
People do that.
I'm sure people do.
People do.
Especially the visitors. The visitors go in everything.
Yeah. Now they're in a different headspace.
They come to Lime.
They come to Lime. I mean, a lot of people coming in. I watched 2 American Airlines flights from Miami came in yesterday afternoon alone and left an hour apart. They didn't know.
I have a friend who's coming. She's a Trinidadian with her husband who's American for the first time. And when we were there, when I was there in he was excited about coming here. We had to give him the debriefing. Listen to me, Mike. There will be total strangers you don't know whining and jamming your wife in a very suggestive way. Do not lose your mind. It doesn't mean anything. Because, culturally, it's so disrespectful. There will be women who you don't know coming and dancing on you. It doesn't mean anything.
Happens to me all the time.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Remember, what is this Nicki Minaj husband trip off on Iowa Judge? And he wasn't even trying to whine on her. He was just reaching
on the truck. Was it Nicki Minaj?
On the truck.
That was the boyfriend. When the boyfriend pushed him away.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember
that. But gentlemen, I want to highlight 2 issues. One, this is just information because I didn't know, and I'm assuming a lot of other people don't know. We all know licensed officers could give ticket for seatbelt and talking on their cell phone. We all know police could do it. We all know traffic wardens could do it. What I did not know was that in driving through the airport, an airport security officer also has the power to give you a ticket for talking. And we just drive through the airport talking to whoever we're going to pick up. I hear, so. And I had the incident just 2 days ago when I was informed that you can get a ticket from an airport authorities, police, for being on your cell phone while driving around in the airports. So
Lincoln,
for people
Lincoln, you trying to create history, breaking the law any and everywhere you go?
No, I didn't know it was. I would assume the airport was private property. You understand?
No, but they are precepted officers.
Yeah, but I didn't think they had the ability to get a cell phone ticket, a seatbelt ticket, all them kind of thing.
Listen to me.
A ticket for backpacking and all.
The airport authority security can arrest you if you're disturbing the peace in the airport.
Yes.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
They have significant powers in the jurisdiction of the airport.
Right.
They do.
Also, I had a police experience. And I know
Wendell, you had a police experience?
Yeah. So I go into Kunupia police station. I'm applying for the pepper spray license. So I go into the Kunupia police station. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening. Because I followed the form and I did everything I had to do. They say I had to go to the station and pay. When I got to the station, the WPC informed me. This is what she told me. The cashier closed. I said, okay, no problem. I will come back tomorrow. I said I will come back tomorrow. Going back 8 o'clock the following morning, another WPC. I met another WPC there who first said the same thing. The cashier closed. I said, how the cashier closed 8 o'clock in the morning? The business is supposed to be open. I don't understand. Then she explains to me the TTPS does change the receipt book every month, right, for accounting purposes or whatever. And this was on February 1st. And for the month of February, they haven't received the new batch of receipt books yet. And until they get the new receipt books, you're not able to pay. My question is that the cashier close?
Well, that'll be, but the people responsible for that will be the chief clerk's office, not so? They don't actually have a cashier.
Well, yes, I didn't expect the police station to have a cashier. I would have think you could go there anytime because once you have a police, somebody there could write a receipt for you. But
well, the chief clerk office wouldn't be able to make a buck any night.
That being said still, but the explanation that the second police officer gave me is not the cashier close.
It's the receipt book absent.
Correct.
Well, if you went January 31st, then the cashier was closed because the chief clerk office closed. But if you went February 1st, well, then the receipt, you get the right answer, the receipt book ain't reached yet. You went 2 different months,
No, I went on the 1st of February.
I just say when the night before.
No, the 1st of February is when I first went.
Oh.
And she told me the cashier closed. You understand? When she should have simply given me explanation. So you have to come back in a couple of days. Well, I was trying, but if to get the pepper spray permit, I have to interact with them. Because I'm testing the system. I want to see when I go through all of this. Because I understand the boasting, 400 people apply for pepper spray. 400 people. Look at the minute amount of people, and only 75.
I think there are way more people with pepper spray in the country than 400 people.
Yeah.
But
who apply? Correct. Because I have pepper spray. I'm in the possession of pepper spray. But I just want to be legal in case I get pulled over.
Are you saying that you are in illegal possession of pepper spray in the jurisdiction?
Yes,
you're admitting to breaking the law, sir?
Yes,
on a national, international broadcast platform, you're admitting that you are a lawbreaker?
No, I have no problem with that. I would answer for that.
Anytime people bring up pepper spray, I get irritated because it just shows you the amount of bureaucracy we create over something so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Richard, you got the message. You received the message, Richard. That's the point of this whole conversation, you know. A simple thing like that.
We create.
One set about bureaucracy we creating.
For that. Just so you are devoting human resource, time, and effort, killing several trees to provide receipt books. All of that for somebody to apply for.
Well done, Richard.
Issue 50 licenses.
And you can buy on Amazon for $12.
To issue 50 licenses.
To issue 50 out of the 400, the minute 400 people that apply legally, that is.
Issue 50 licenses to reject 350 applications. Did you all know? Thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Well, Carnival Sunday will also be Super Bowl Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the San Francisco 49ers will be facing the Kansas City Chiefs. 26-year-old Trinidadian-born defensive tackle for the 49ers, Javon Kinlaw, is carded to play on Sunday. And he overcame tremendous odds to get to this position. So congratulations to Javon Kinlaw, Trini to the bone, always playing a little Trini flag on his shoulder.
Yeah, I saw that story, but they didn't say what part of Trinidad he was from.
He will be in the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Should be a good game. Also, to add to that, if people like Richard and Paul and so on that want to fly privately into Las Vegas, I just want to let you all know there is no parking spots for your plane.
No, the private jet spots were sold out.
Yeah, all sold out, and all private jets going into Environ airports, they can't get room.
What's happening in Las Vegas?
The
Super Bowl.
Oh, the Super Bowl is taking place there. Oh,
yeah, so that's why it's the private jet parking spots are sold out. And also, of course, my friend Taylor is doing the halftime concert, and she will.
She's doing halftime.
Usher Raymond is doing the halftime concert, sir.
Taylor Swift. And
no, I haven't heard Taylor Swift do any halftime.
I think
Usher Raymond is doing the Super Bowl
Let me double
halftime.
check. Let me double check.
Yeah.
You're Taylor confused as usual. Usher Raymond is
Usher-
doing the Super Bowl
Usher
halftime.
is doing it, and he has a surprise guest coming on stage.
Okay.
Taylor
Remember
Swift
Taylor?
will be.
You're all confused.
Taylor Swift is doing a concert in Tokyo, and as soon as that concert is finished, she's flying straight to Las Vegas.
okay.
She has already booked her
I
parking.
thought
spot.
she was doing the
No.
halftime show.
You thought she was doing everything.
I know
Yeah,
she's been under attack by the right wing media because you remember last election she said vote for Biden, and so the right wing media have been doing all sorts of attacks.
So that's why you're her general counsel, so she's protected.
No, I'm not a general counsel.
Let's grab this
somebody
one.
saying hello.
Yeah.
there.
Good morning.
Yes, Wendell. Let me speak, and when you open the lines, you don't open the lines, and you're hearing the conversation.
Next time I'll pull the pot down and I'll open the lines, and when we're ready to chat with you, I'll pull the pot up.
Yes.
I just put you on hold.
Oh, when you open the line, I thinking you're ready to take the call. Okay,
Good. That's the most polite, diplomatic move I ever hear, darling.
Thanks. Oh gosh, anyway, to answer your poll, I don't think Kamala Prasad Bissessa, the poll, and I'm hoping I got the right, or sometime you pull up and you get the whole program from the day before. About the poll is about if she will form a team. Am I correct?
She should name their team.
If she would name the team, right?
Yeah.
She's not going to name any team. If Kamala Prasad Bissessa was serious, since all that time when she was pushing Gary Griffith and you're putting he on the, it's games, pure games. I don't know. She feels like more crime that might help her to get back in office. I want to inform her it ain't go happen, right? Just like Gary Griffith, you ain't coming back as no commissioner of police. See if you could understand that. Right, let me move on. I see Lincoln had an encounter with police again. Lincoln, you does never cease to amaze me. Now, I'm going to make another request to the commissioner, and I hope it don't escalate to some confusion back now. This is of the safety of the officers who work night duty. Ma'am, please inform your officers who are working late in that black uniform they use, or navy blue, whatever you call it, they cannot be doing night duty and do not have on that fluorescent jacket what they have on.
Very good point. That's a very, very good point.
Let me tell you, because I could have been maybe in Sinclair Station or whatever the night of Panorama, the semis. I came out of the Savannah, came out from by the exit and there, run by Foreign Affairs Ministry. Not Foreign Affairs, Knowsley building. Driving around heading west, there's an exit, I think that is run by Casual Club or somewhere. And these two officers, now I didn't see them because they're in this dark uniform and they were of dark complexion. And it's only when the lady turned around, I saw the buttons, I said, wow, I had to pull out from, I was in the right lane, extreme right lane. And I'm saying, how the hell you could be doing night duty and in that uniform and no fluorescent, because the next morning I heading into town, they're doing some work on Cocorite. They're in Cocorite on the highway there. And the two officers were in this fluorescent. So I'm saying, wait, they're wearing it in the day, but in the night when it is more needed, they don't have it on. So my request to you, ma'am, please inform your officers they need to put on that fluorescent jacket, mark police on it when they're doing their night job. Because I wouldn't like to knock those two police officers down. Oh God, the whole force would have come down on me, right? So this is my request this morning. And well, what you said, Paul?
No, I said all right, because I think they're all assigned a vest anyway. So it's up to them to wear it.
I would think so, but maybe it must be like the body cam. They want to wear it. Anyway, I want to say, well, I attended the PNM let me put it correct, Manning's Fete for the first time on the San Fernando Hill. It was beautiful. Only thing upset the night was when Super Blue came on. Oh gosh, that man is a veteran. You ever hear artists attempt to sing 3 songs and 3 songs the system broke down? Well, boy, if that was a competition, I'd have said they're sabotaging Super. It was ridiculous. The man come out, started to Soca Baptist, and the thing gone. He come back out again. Second song. He couldn't even finish Soca Baptist. The third song, the man get to sing 1 song. Well, I say, well, they got to pay him because if he was built to do 4 on all your system, well, brother, when Farmer Nappy come out, Farmer Nappy give it to them. He said, well, you could embarrass the man, so if all your system ain't working properly, don't take private jobs, don't come and play in party. Good Lord, well, boy, Farmer give it to them. What I found was so strange. All night before artists started to perform, all you playing DJ music, ding dong, come out, sing his thing, and when Super come out to sing all your system breakdown and 3 times, nah man, that ain't good enough. So I like how Farmer Nappy, well done, he stood up for Super, because you don't do that. If your system, as Farmer Nappy say, if your system ain't working properly, or as he say, get modern equipment, so take jobs to play in party. You'll have a blessed.
Take care. All right. Thank you. Got some calls coming through. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
All.
Morning, Tina.
Well, I realized that it's working once again. I didn't know. I gave up on it for a few days.
That's the thing you do me. Because I work for 1 day, give up on me for a week and 2 weeks, and then you just come back and realize it's working good.
Well, darling, I know the door is always open. So it's you and you put the style, you got your style. But you know, one like me, you know, I ain't cater. Right.
You're missing out though.
I believe so big time, Sam.
You're missing out.
You know, well, you know, I always have a backup. So
You like to back up, that's what you mean. You ain't have a backup, you like to back up.
you feel so, but it may not be so. Oh God. How is Wendell still there?
Yes.
Well, you're very silent, Richard. Long
We
time.
don't get, Richard and I, we generally don't get involved when you on Paul business, you know.
Yeah, we keep out of that.
Long time no hear. Yeah, they tell you behind the scenes how lips was tormented. You're not there. Oh God. You stay away from the human long ways that. Anyhow,
She's a tutor.
I would feel so.
She's too bad. She's a tutor.
What is this I hear on radio this morning?
And I want to say, let me get to the meat of the matter here. You see that crime talk foolishness with the opposition leader? Mr. Dr. Rowley, just squash that foolish idea for me, please. Them can't have no crime talks. Crime talks is everybody coming to talk what happened to them in the house and in the home and in the street. They ain't coming up with no solutions. So you see that? They have no ideas. So I don't know what this big hullabaloo that lady just want to be heard and to be noticed and to be relevant. So please, just do what you and your team have to do and get help from, you're getting help from outside and do what you have to do. They have no solution to crime. So you see this thing, whether you will be
You're
present.
advising the Prime Minister to do like you, get help from outside?
Yes, that is the case. Because they have no consequence as far as I'm concerned. They want to get with India in a meeting to create, I believe, just messy mayhem and bacchanal. I find that talk admitted and it's going on too long with the foolishness and what I see.
Let me tell you what I'm afraid of with these crime talks.
Doesn't make sense.
The the history of the acrimony between both sides suggests that no matter what happens in these crime talks, the both of them going to come out and say all kind of negative things about each other no matter
Well,
what.
this is it. I don't think it making any sense. And since the president suggested that, and the thing, and they going on, and the prime minister put his side, she and say appoint his side. Now you're coming to go on platform and make a big hullabaloo, and he must go. He must go for who to come. Man, look, I just fed up of them, and then everybody want to know from the UNC side, what is the gas deal, and what is this, and when it could come to fruition, and what they want all these details. Well, let's give the people a chance. Let them work on what they have to work on and to see. Let things start and come true, and then look at ask questions. It's a good thing.
Maybe.
I am parliamentarian because I would have lose my work already.
Zina, baby,
Yes, darling.
where are you fetting tonight?
Kind of big, really fat me and even with them.
Or you want us to have all normal, all inclusive inside by you?
That's right. I like fat when you could what you call it? What they call it? Waste on the tile.
When you get what?
Waste the tile on one spot.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well, go on pull out the Victoria outfits.
Age all yourself there, yes?
We will we will play with own old mask this evening, right?
Good morning, Charmin.
Pull out the pink and white one. I like that one.
All right. I like the white fluffy one.
You should do a podcast.
Yeah.
The white fluffy ones.
All right. Thanks,
the white fluffy one, little bone. So I didn't get that much more time left in it, but you know.
Good morning.
I want to say something so bad.
Good morning, caller.
I want to use a word I was using. I use it on.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, gentle folks.
Morning.
Yesterday morning, I haven't listened to you all in a while because I've been traveling. I'm actually back in Florida. Yesterday morning, when I turned on, I heard about the unfortunate incident with the 85-year-old lady.
Mm-hmm.
It touched me because I personally have a property in Trinidad that I come down and I stay at also. And yes, I'm not 85, but still, it touched me. And then I also heard that the Prime Minister was going to have some crime, some situation, some talk on crime. So I decided to shift a couple of things around to listen. I listened for about 45 minutes to the Prime Minister. I'm jogging, so forgive me. I was thoroughly disappointed. You know, to me, he spoke about a report, and I was looking for something more substantive. Maybe in the second half, I'm not sure how long it went on for, but after 45 minutes, there was nothing substantive there to me. Yes, we have a report that was 7 or 8 years old. Yes, we had some illustrious people on who did the report. I know Ramesh personally also. But there was nothing substantive. You know, what are we doing to address it? Honestly, that lady touched my heart. I'm thinking of selling my property. You know, morning, gentlemen. I'm honestly thinking of selling because I also come to Trinidad in fear. I also have friends who said, I am not going to Carnival because it's unsafe. Okay? You know, I told you guys some time ago that my daughter is giving us something for our anniversary, and she decided to say, Dad, I can't send you all to Trinidad. I'm sending you all to Grenada because I want my parents to come back alive. She just graduated from med school and all that sort of good stuff. Well, you know, after her mom, I'm just saying that we need to address this, whether it's for the opposition to get together. And again, by definition, the opposition is there to oppose. We need something concrete. We need a plan. Maybe they said it yesterday. Maybe I missed it. I will scan the newspaper when I come back from jogging to see. But we need something to assure people. You know, I'm thinking of doing some investments in Trinidad and certain things. And honestly, I'm scared. You know, I grew up in the police service. My father was the retired deputy commissioner of police. So I grew up in the CID on St. Vincent Street, you know, on the days of Randall Burrows and all of these people. And why are we allowing this thing to escalate like it is? Why can't we control it? You know, I mean, Washington, D.C. had a 50% increase in crimes last year, but they are putting plans in place to clamp it down. You know, I was listening to the mayor speak last night, and she was saying the police plan to do A, B, and C. I go to D.C. regularly because I have a sub-office there, and nothing seems to be happening in Trinidad other than by talking one another, pointing fingers at one another, and yet people are scared. I speak to my friends and they say, listen, we're living in fear. I listened yesterday to Sir Charles, which is the first time I listened to him, and he spoke about his grandmother or whatever, 84-year-old, a prisoner in our own home. She was invaded. What's going on? You know, if they don't do something, you know, as I said, I grew up on the boroughs. I grew up on the National Union Freedom Fighters, and boroughs was able to clamp down on those people. And the guys up in hills and whatever. I'm not saying that's what we need, but we need something to reassure people. Okay, gentlemen, I am honestly rethinking, you know, I'm about to retire. You know, my plan was to retire to Trinidad. We have a property there. You know, come back and retire. You know, we have a few pennies saved up. Come back and live. But should I? Where I can stay in Florida and live comfortably? Where it's fair? Yes, there's crime here. I would not doubt it. We had a murder last night. I saw on the news. Yes, there's crime. But there seems to be a process to control and to hold these people accountable. You know, how many people are we arresting? I heard yesterday 14% of murders that are solved. So 14 in every 100. We had over 500 last year. So it means we have 70 murders solved in out of 70%, 70 out of 500. That's ridiculous. You know, I heard the Prime Minister speak about the police service has challenges, and I agree. All police services have challenges. We just don't live on the challenges and think we actually can't fix it. Challenges, to me, I teach my students, challenges are opportunities to fix. Not just to talk about every day and say, oh, we have a challenge, we can't do it. You know, I'm sorry for venting this morning, you know, this Carnival Wednesday, when everyone is having fun, but something needs to be done to control this. Yeah. You know, these guys on the street who are doing these drugs, how is that money moving in and out of Trinidad? I have been to many of the countries around the world. These drug dealers don't take credit cards. How is the cash moving? Who is paying this? Okay, something is going on that we are not this. We don't have privy to. We don't have the lens to see. And I want to believe national security has it, but they're not doing anything. Whether it's opposition or PNM, they're not doing squat. Gentlemen, I have no more to say. I'm sorry for ranting this morning and for breathing and I'm jogging.
All right. All right. Thank you.
All right. I mean, we hear you, and we hear you know your passion about how you feel about this situation. And I think for a lot of Trinidadians, you echo how a lot of people feel, how a lot of citizens feel. And when you hear the stories that we talk about this morning, like with Caribbean Glass and the other home invasion, it just disheartens you. And you're right. Sometimes you feel that citizens are on their own, basically.
Yeah. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, with respect to the crime talks, what I think the opposition leader should do is take the advice of the Prime Minister. She should take herself out of it and send a team to meet his team. And so that his team report back to him, because that's the protocol he's using. And her team will report back to her. That's what I think with respect to that. Now, I'm going to say something here before I finish saying you don't know what I'm speaking about. I'm going to use the word if. If a board hires a chief financial officer to turn around the fortunes of a company, and after the first 6 months they have a meeting, and the chief financial officer says, listen, we fail in January, we fail in December, January, February, March, if every month we fail, company going down, we're failing. logically, I'm using logic here, I'm not using anything, I'm logically, that board will file a chief finance officer. Now, the commissioner of police, Mrs. Lola Christopher, whatever, stood up in front of Mr. Dr. Paul Richards and said, and we failing here, 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 we failing here. And the Prime Minister stands up here and says, guess what? We support you fully. According to Spock, that is illogical. Good day, gentlemen. Have a great day.
All right, big guy. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Morning. I know the crime is very disgusting, but Kamala and they in Parliament, they have laws they were going to pass, they never supported. She always talking about crime. Why they can't settle it in Parliament? Why they not voting for certain things in Parliament? And when she gets out there, making us at a rant and rave, and then saying nothing, right? You can't address yourself in Parliament. You want to address yourself outside. She making sense. She's not making sense, right? Yes, we have the crime. Jamaica have plenty of crime and plenty of people still fucking Jamaica, right? You can't sit down and say we're not doing anything. Probably you're not doing enough, but you can't say you're not doing anything. I find people who are unfair, right? And it's time to stop playing it and do something about it. Because Kamala only making us at a mischief and we're not reaching nowhere. Dr. Rowley has a team. Where's her team? Where's her team? She's not doing anything. Only making noise. You can't sit down in Parliament and pass the laws, but you want to come outside and play your own crime talk. Right? And you have a set of criminals inside in Parliament. Have a blessed day.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Sams.
I could solve the crime, One word, the judiciary. Anyhow, I saw where two parents was charged because a child used a gun. I think they should start to charge. How we like to do everything America do. The children is kids. All of a sudden, where you're at, we have some camp and off the but they're following all the wrong things from America. Follow this. Start to charge parents for the misbehaving children, and everybody will check the children. They wouldn't have all this fighting in school. Ponder on that. The father and mother get charged for manslaughter. Welcome to America. That's good.
Yeah.
Involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, it's also Good morning. Morning.
Did anybody hear the Prime Minister say that the problem is not the body they don't have enough body cameras, but they don't have enough police to wear the body cameras?
The Prime Minister said that?
Yes. And not a journalist follow up with a question after that. That was the Prime Minister said they don't have enough police to wear the body cameras.
I didn't hear that.
The Prime Minister said that? You sure, man?
Yes, I am positive. When asked about the body cameras, he said that there's problem is not they don't have enough body cameras, they don't have enough police to wear the body cameras.
I didn't hear that.
When I heard that.
And that make headline news?
I did not hear that.
Something like that would surely have made headline news.
I am almost positive that is what I heard, and I called somebody else on it, and they said yes, that is what they heard as well too, and nobody asked a question to follow up that.
Okay.
Just unbelievable. Listen to it.
Paul's going to do the necessary homework.
Yeah, that's a strange statement to say, though. I mean, if you use the word willing, we have enough body cams, we just don't have enough police officers willing to wear them. I can understand it then using the word willing.
Yeah, I can't see the Prime Minister making a statement. We have body cams, but we don't have officers to wear them. That's a crazy statement.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning,
Steve.
Steve.
Morning.
Good morning, Dr. Paul. Good morning, Richard. And
Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
I have been waiting so long. And Lincoln, boy, you so provocative, eh? I hope you're provocative in other ways. Anyway.
Papa, you? What way you want him provocative? Miss Dabadi?
He's miserable too much, boy. He's hitting. If that was even the first thing the Prime Minister said, that would have been the headlines other than anything else.
Yeah, I would
I
think so.
listened and I didn't hear that. My goodness me, he just hear things when you want to hear things. Anyway, so long the opposition supposed to name their team, but when they named Gary Griffith, they were provoking the Prime Minister. Because since October he was named, and when the PNM made their gave out their 4 names, nothing was done. So then the meeting would have been between 4-1. Anyway, they should have named that team
but wasn't there a naming of some sort, if not a whole team? I remember hearing, and I could be wrong, please correct me, Gary Griffith, Dr. Rudal Munilal, Jolene John, and somebody else.
You're wrong. They never name anybody. They never name anybody.
Only Gary Griffith name was announced, and then the people.
And they didn't name him. I don't know that they named him.
As I said, that took him in because I remember Paderat, the MP for President, said, Dr. Rowley, humble yourself. And I find, at that time, I found it was so kind of, putting Gary Griffith in his skin. Let me hear what I go say now. It came up like that because it sounded like they were not serious. Anyway, they should have named the team, and the media should have asked about that so long. When are you going to name a team? Don't wait for the Prime Minister to talk about it yesterday and then want to play talking about it today. Why hold it and ask them that all the time? Right. So my next point is, when I was listening to Dr. Rowley, at first, when I see us going to read from a big, thick book, I say, I can't strong for that one. Boy, not me. Let me go and do my work and listen. But I just wanted to hear the questions that were being asked. And I think, probably I follow international news too much. I find our journalists here, some of them anyway, ask so much adultishness. Just like we reminded me of the COVID time when they were asking questions to the different head departments. They were sounding so like children, like they've been now learning this thing. So seasoned journalists like them. So Dr. Rowley usually get mad. And I see you pick up a bottle there and I see he started to open it rough. I said, oh gosh, afraid. I feel like he's going to get himself in trouble. So, journalists, ask better questions. They come prepared to ask good questions. People, I don't too much like this TV6 reporter, Oversee. But she asks a lot of pertinent questions. Sometimes she gets on her nerves, but she doesn't ask so much dotations like what I heard yesterday. So, some of you journalists, when editors telling you, please do your homework and put questions.
Like what the government doing, but the Sahara dust.
Yeah.
Paul, let me tell you something. As I say, wait now. I really seen this thing. I learned
what the government doing about the Sahara dust?
That was so stupid. Anyway, I hope they hold that person over the course this morning for asking nonsense and don't send it back.
They won't.
Yeah,
they won't.
Asking nonsense.
Yeah. Thank you.
Before I go, I want to get it out long time. Barataria South Secondary School, February month started, and they haven't been in school since January because of the SOAS system. And teachers are at home, students are at home, and they are not doing any online classes, and just wasting time. You know what I mean? So what is going to happen to these poor students 4 months from down the road? This exam just now. I don't know what it means.
They will call them failures, and they will say they're failing.
And that is the point. So you want to ask.
Call them failures.
So, can I talk to somebody, please? Please. You all have a good
get in trouble when I talk to people.
All righty. All right, gentlemen, this is where we're going to wrap it up for this Bacchanal Wednesday.
So what are we going to do about the Sahara dust, guys?
I don't know. We could pray. You'll have a great
home over Trinidad and Tobago.
The whole crime. A lot of the conversation today, and I know it's Carnival week. A lot of the conversations today was around crime, which always is depressing and disheartening in terms of what's going on in the country. And all I will say is, obviously, for politicians, we are not at a crisis point.
Clearly.
Else they would have united already in understanding the seriousness of what citizens face. That 85-year-old woman who went to Santa Rosa, who's living in the States and came down and is murdered. I mean, home invasions, people shooting off locks. That's where we are now. And
people with licensed firearms not even being able to protect themselves because
it's disheartening. I remember when you all sent the video about the robbery of the vehicle in Super Farm in Maraval, and I told Steve in the chat, I don't want to see videos like this unless I see a few minutes later, meaning they were captured. But when you send things like that, it just irritates me for the entire day. I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
But what doesn't irritate you is Ash Wednesday. You'll have a great day. Be safe.
Absolutely not. I mean, that's I mean, for all the pluses of Trinidad, of course, is of the festivities that's going on. The massive creativity of the island is on display, whether it be in pan, calypso, soca, costuming. I know people like to criticize costuming, but it's all part of our creative process and our creative input to the planet. And I mean, it's something to behold and to see people hanging out because there was traditional mass by Adam Smith Square last night.
Yeah.
And people were out in droves and people were out walking up and down the avenue and you know, you didn't feel unsafe. And there is a marked improvement, I want to say, in terms of police being present.
Oh, I hope so.
But so, you know, there is so much that is so beautiful about Trinidad and Tobago that this issue of crime is, I don't know, politicians, because it starts with you're that's your mandate. You're the ones who put yourselves up to deal with our security, so you all have to solve it. But theater is on next week, Trinidad and Tobago Carnival Comedy Week from Ash Wednesday, which is also Valentine's Day. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, it's Nikki Crosby, 50-ish, and Still Hot AF, the Carnival edition. And of course, you should be talking all about it, you know, being middle-aged and dealing with Carnival, I am sure. and on Saturday and Sunday, Bacchanal, Bubble, and Bad Behavior. Of course, you can check RSR Productions theater page for all of the information. You can purchase tickets online if you're listening to us abroad and coming in, or you can also purchase tickets at all the outlets, including Rumbox in St. James, Crosby's in St. James, Key Square Fashions in Eastgate and Twin City and in West Mall, Brentwood Mall, Chagonas, Creme Fresh, Jabili Rawe in Tunapuna, Sharfley Auto Services in Sharfley, Electronics in Arima, and I think I covered everybody.
All right.
So you can get tickets at all of those outlets. Have a fantastic day, whatever you do. Celebrate Carnival, celebrate life, be joyful and laugh. It's good for your health.
Folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. Bye-bye.
All right, gentlemen, chat with you guys bright and early come tomorrow morning. All right? All right, let's get into our 8 o'clock news brief. Avi is in.